Joining us for a conversation to discuss Colombia's newest exploration company is Ari Sussman of Collective Mining. Mr. Sussman, thank you for joining us today, sir.
Thank you once again for having me, Maurice.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Mr. Sussman, for someone new to the story, please introduce us to Collective Mining and the exciting opportunity the company presents to shareholders.
Collective is a phase two of my voyage through Colombia. Your viewers that aren't familiar with it may remember Continental Gold, which we successfully grew to over 11 million ounces of resources in all categories, built the mine, and then as it was in ramp up, sold to Zijin Mining, one of the world's largest mining conglomerates, for almost $2 billion in enterprise value. And we had ideas for Colombia always in the back of our minds, and that is how Collective Mining was born. Collective Mining, the concept was let the company go after porphyry and porphyry related targets. Reason for that is that Colombia is still in its relative infancy in terms of exploration for mining. We've had the gold move in the country, which in every emerging market is the first move. And we strongly believe that the next major wave is for the porphyry, which would be a copper gold, copper moly, copper gold, silver type of systems. And so we moved in that direction and put together a property package in an amazing location right near the famed Marmato mine.
And that Marmato mine has a long stoic tradition. Was that 500 years of mining? 500
plus years, as best estimates go, of continuous mining. That project is in production today. It's owned by our neighbor, which is called Aris Gold, and they are rapidly advancing it towards a much larger mine that will produce in excess of 150,000 ounces of gold per year. We believe that we're confident, we know already from drilling, not believe, that we have found the extension of the porphyry cluster system. For your viewers, porphyries around the world are all similar in some ways, in that you tend to get multiple intrusions or porphyry intrusions that come out of the ground, and they can be porphyries themselves, they can be late stage veins related to porphyry systems, or there can be brecciation or breccias, which are hydrothermal in nature, and either is the porphyry itself that was brecciated or another formation on the edge of it that was brecciated, and we have all of those targets on our ground. We developed a series of targets. This was the business plan since going public in May of 2021. And when you look from May of 21 to today, we have moved very rapidly from grassroots exploration through to drilling 5 unique targets on our Guayabales Project, which has amazingly led to the discovery of 4 different unique systems, the flagship being the Apollo target or Apollo system.
Well, speaking of porphyries and breccias, let's go on site to the Guayabales Project, as Collective Mining has released a series of high-grade bulk tonnage results coming out of the Apollo target over the last few months. Can you give us a sense of what the next couple of months will look like?
So just some background, Maurice, on it first. So, look, the discovery hole was only drilled on June the 22nd of this year. So we're in 2022, right? Very first hole. To date, we have released results for holes 1 through 14. Not all of those holes tested what we call the main breccia discovery at Apollo. So this is a brecciated porphyry system with very high grades, and it's a copper, silver, gold system. So think Filo Mining, the amazing results they're drilling, same type of setting where they're drilling their breccias as we have. We're significantly closer to surface, our mineralization. We have, and what's coming next? We have holes 15 through 25 completed and in various stages, from either core cutting to sampling to in the lab. So I expect we will have our next set of results in the next 7 to 10 days maximum. We're waiting for them from the lab, and then we will be consistently releasing results thereafter. We just announced that we've expanded the program, the drilling program for 2022 from 20,000 meters, which is now complete, to 23,000 meters, which will take us right up to the Christmas break in mid to late December. And so all of those meters are going into our main Breccia discovery at Apollo. And this thing is growing and growing and looks fantastic.
Well, I'm looking forward to the assay results that are pending here. May I ask you this, in terms of climate conditions, is your team able to drill all year round?
All year round, Maurice. Colombia is wet weather, temperatures similar all year round. You're near the equator. It's a function of being in rainy season or dry season. Where we are is in a wet area, but not horribly wet. It's a very standard type of climate where many mines around the world operate. So, yes, we're able to drill. We've had almost no delays due to weather since we've been exploring here, and a very nice place. I mean, look, where we are, we're next to the fabled Marmato mine. So, importantly, we're in a mining camp. Okay, so within 3 kilometers or about 2 miles, of our Apollo discovery are 10 fully permitted and operating mines. Okay, the only large one of those being Marmato itself, but there are 9 other operating mines. So talk about a good location for the future where to build a mine. This is it. We have unbelievable infrastructure, so road access throughout the property. It's 100% hydropower. Traversing the property. So you want green power, we have it. And labor force. Everyone in this department, that is what they call their states in Colombia departments, has mining in their blood, right? With a 500 plus year history sitting right next door to us of mining, that would make a lot of sense. So skilled labor everywhere. I mean, the town of Supia, which is about 35,000 people and where our base of operation is, you see signs everywhere related to mining, from, vendors that buy and sell gold, to service companies for the industry. So everything is neatly packaged. We just have to advance our new discovery through the various stages, from resource estimate to up through feasibility study, to then get a green light to go build a mine here.
Now, the dimensions of the Apollo have increased considerably, and you just referenced an additional 3,000 meters of drilling. But what is the plan moving forward with regards to additional drilling in 2023 to help expand this even further?
So there's going to be 2 parts to the program in 2023. Okay, the exciting part is going to be step-out expansion drilling. We do not know where the limits of this system are, and that is a key point. It is already large and going to get larger. But secondly, we're going to start infilling, because the goal would be to go to our maiden resource estimate in the year 2024. Okay, so we haven't planned our program yet. We're working on a budget for that, which will go to our board of directors in December for approval. But it will be at minimum as aggressive as 2022 was and currently is, and will likely be bigger. Your viewers and readers may want to know that we recently completed a financing for more than 10 million Canadian dollars. So we are now well financed to carry out all our exploration plans for 2023.
And congratulations on that, by the way, sir.
Thank you very much.
Now, leaving the project site but sticking in Colombia, can you provide us with some insight on the operating environment in Colombia and why it's a favored place to do business in Latin America?
So look, Colombia has always had a very well-established rule of law. The government system is similar to the United States. Okay, so meaning it's an excellent check and balance government system. The national or federal level has its power, but then the departments or states can then check and balance it, and that results in an equitable solution to many problems. Oldest democracy in South America is Colombia, and as a result, you have all businesses you can imagine operating successfully there for many, many, many decades. Colombia has been a little bit misunderstood over the last few months. I'm confident and positive the market is wrong in this regard. There was a fear because Colombia elected a new president, Gustavo Petro, who came into power in August. And there was a fear, given that he is a center-left leaning president. The country is typically very right-wing. I, for one, think it's very bullish. The message from this government has been clear. We want to build a green future. Therefore, we need metals. that will fill our needs to fulfill that green future that we envision. And so it's an excellent environment if you are in the exploration business for things like copper, silver, both of which we have. Gold is kind of neutral in that environment, but it's a polymetallic system that we're looking at, as most of them are. So it's neither here nor there. And other things, if you could find nickel, if you could find lithium, which does not exist at this point in the country, rare earths, this is where you want to be. Right. This fear of a left government is nonsense, because if they want to have a green future, they're going to have a lot of mining. Maurice, I don't know if you've had a chance to read the S&P Global report on copper that came out recently.
I did not. Would you please share some of the insights on that?
Look, long story short, we need to put into production over the next 22 years as much copper needs to come out of the ground that has been mined over the last 5,000 years. So let that sink in. We need to find and mine in 22 years what has been mined for 5,000 years in order to meet the projected demand for a green future for this world. That is remarkable. So I'd like to ask everyone to find a country that is not going to be amenable to transition metal mining. If you are against transition metal mining, then you are against climate. And I think that needs to resonate with people. I keep saying this to everyone. Every single thing that you touch in your house, in your job, in your personal life has come out of the ground. Okay, whether it be food or material. And so the population, I just saw the other day, I'm sure you did too, the 8 billionth person was born in the Philippines. Okay, and we're already 8 billion and 1.5 million people. Now, population is growing. We need to find and put into production a lot of metals very quickly to feed this population that is so demanding and wants so much.
Absolutely, and you've made some great points there. In addition to that, the existing copper mines that are in production today, they are all long of tooth, so they're practically depleted, and so the very compelling value proposition that Collective Mining here presents here. Let's switch gears here. Let's look at some numbers. Mr. Sussman, please provide us with the capital structure for Collective Mining.
Sure. We're very tightly held. Insiders and management own about 65% of the outstanding shares, and there's slightly north of 50 million shares outstanding. So we are aligned with shareholders. I am personally the largest shareholder of the company. I own north of 10 million shares of the low 50 million share total count. Excited what we have found. And let me iterate, this is a high-grade bulk tonnage copper, gold, silver system that is in an established mining jurisdiction. So a perfect setup for a future mine should we advance through a positive feasibility study.
In closing, sir, what would you like to say to shareholders?
I'd like to say this, bulk tonnage, high grade doesn't come along every day. I urge all potential shareholders or all people interested to take a look at our website, contact the company, because we have, look at our drill holes. We're reporting intercepts between 180 and 330 meters thick, between 1.1 gram per ton. Majority of the holes are between 2 and 3 grams per ton gold equivalent. So that is gold, copper, and silver combined. So bulk tonnage, high grade, near surface, next to mining right in a mining camp. Setup is fantastic, and urge you to take a look and contact us.
Along with a proven management. Last question, sir. What did I forget to ask?
I think we covered it all, Maurice. Drill holes coming soon, and the driver for the next 12 months is going to be drilling. So if exploration is what you like, we should definitely be considered as part of a portfolio of stocks that you might own.
Well, Mr. Sussman, it's been a pleasure speaking with you today. Wishing you and Collective Mining the absolute best, sir.
You too, Maurice, and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, sir.
Thank you.
The information presented on Proven and Probable is provided for educational and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice, or any other advice. You should not make any financial, investment, or trading decision based on any of the information presented without first undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or competent financial advisor.